Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Al Jazeera reports on ongoing tensions in the Middle East. Israel's continuous bombardment of Lebanon resulted in at least 24 deaths on Saturday. Concurrently, the ceasefire between Iran and the United States largely holds, despite occasional skirmishes in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has issued a stern warning, stating that any attacks on Iranian oil tankers or commercial ships will be met with retaliatory assaults on U.S. bases and enemy ships in the region. Washington, however, expresses optimism that Tehran will respond positively to its latest proposal aimed at ending the conflict and resuming peace talks. Meanwhile, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, reports that it has disabled 4 ships and prevented 58 commercial vessels from entering or exiting Iranian ports since April 13th, highlighting the ongoing naval operations in the area. Amid concerns over crude oil shortages from the Iran war, U.S. media reported that the Persian Gulf conflict and new export controls by China have caused a significant spike in sulfuric acid prices. This has raised global worries about the supply of this essential chemical, which is crucial for producing food, metals, paper, and computer chips. Sulfuric acid is the most consumed chemical worldwide, produced through metal smelting and sulfur combustion. Its applications range from phosphate fertilizers and copper extraction to water treatment and semiconductor manufacturing. Experts note that its corrosive nature makes transport difficult and expensive, leading users to maintain only a few weeks' supply. The blockade of the Strait of Hormuz has disrupted sulfur supplies from the Persian Gulf, while China, the largest sulfur producer, restricted exports this month due to concerns over the fertilizer market and food supply, further exacerbating the shortage. Markets like Indonesia and Chile have seen sulfuric acid prices jump by over 80% and double, respectively. Analysts warn that declining sulfuric acid inventories are slowing the production of critical minerals and agricultural products, and the overseas sulfur shortage could eventually impact the U.S. economy, especially with rising copper prices affecting construction and manufacturing. This report is from Thai Sounds. According to Zio Subo, the United Kingdom announced on May 9th that it would deploy its destroyer HMS Dragon to the Middle East. This move is a preparatory measure for potential multinational escort operations that may be launched in the future. Following France's deployment of its Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier strike group to the southern Red Sea, HMS Dragon is one of the Royal Navy's 6 Type 45 destroyers, specifically built for air and anti-missile warfare, making it one of the UK's most advanced vessels. In March, shortly after the outbreak of the U.S.-Iran conflict, the destroyer was sent to the eastern Mediterranean to help defend a British airbase in Cyprus, which had been attacked by an Iranian drone. The UK Ministry of Defense stated that this pre-deployment is a part of prudent planning to ensure Britain can participate in a UK-French-led multinational coalition to maintain the security of the strait when conditions are favorable. Reuters reported that as the conflict shows signs of de-escalation, France and the UK are developing plans to facilitate safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz once the situation stabilizes. This initiative would require coordination with Iran, and over 10 countries have already expressed their willingness to participate. In India's Manipur state, a devastating ethnic conflict has claimed at least 258 lives and displaced around 60,000 people over the past 3 years. The recent tragic deaths of a 5-year-old boy and his 6-month-old sister in an explosion have intensified the crisis. Their grieving Métis family initially refused to bury them, demanding justice for the unidentified assailants, a common issue in many of the 12,000 reported cases of violence. What began as a dispute between the Hindu Métis and Christian Kuki tribes over scheduled tribe status has now escalated into a complex free-for-all involving the Naga tribe and various armed factions. Officials from Taipei Tai Sounds report that thousands of weapons stolen from police and paramilitary forces, along with arms smuggled from Myanmar, are exacerbating the violence. The blurred lines between organized groups, village volunteers, and independent actors make identifying perpetrators and controlling the situation extremely difficult for security forces, posing a severe threat to India's internal security. US Secretary of State Rubio held talks with Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed, as announced by the U.S. State Department on May 9th. While the meeting location was not specified, news site Axios reported that Rubio and Middle East envoy Witkoff met Mohammed in Miami, Florida, on the same day. Discussions are believed to have centered on negotiations to end the conflict with Iran. U.S. President Trump and Secretary Rubio had previously stated they expected a response from Iran by May 8th, though no confirmation has been made yet. The State Department highlighted the importance of close coordination for deterring threats and promoting stability and security across the Middle East. Meanwhile, a Qatari liquefied natural gas (LNG) tanker en route to Pakistan from Qatar was reportedly sailing towards the Strait of Hormuz on May 9th. It is understood to have secured permission from Iran, which has effectively blockaded the strait. This would mark the first passage of a Qatari LNG vessel through the strait since the conflict began. This news was reported by GG Press. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.